Hi everybody, welcome to my crafting session today. I've been thinking about spots, that's special placement object tackle, and how I put my crafting tools, what I put my crafting tools into. Um, After watching Annie Claxton make one of these, I had to try one, except I didn't do the Kawandi quilting that she did, but I took some breeches that were my son's that he had recently given me. They were on the holey side, and I cut the legs off, and then measured out, let's see, 2 inches and traced the line in the corners and then cut them out. And I pinned it here to help keep me on track. I back stitched it and then I did a whip stitch around the outside seam. Here's what it looks like on the bottom. So it has a little place to sit flat. And when you when you stitch across this seam right here, then and I marked the middle right here with the magic marker. Then you match that middle mark with the middle of the seam and pull these out. And you can pin those too if you want to. And then you do a back stitch across here or a running stitch and then whip stitch the seams. So it gives a little more strength to it. The reason I was thinking of spots is because I'm notorious. I have ADD. I was diagnosed by Dr. Grace Ketterman a few years ago. And ADD people are notorious for being disorganized. And my family can tell you that I was definitely disorganized. My mother always told me if I had a spot for all my possessions, and I put my stuff back into the spot, it would be there the next time I needed it. Well, I didn't have spots for all my things, so it all ended up in a heap in the middle of my bedroom floor. And I hated this sensation of not being able to find things, so I'd have to go dig through the pile. And I felt terrible because I was disorganized. I felt terrible about that. Didn't have spots, and then I determined that I was going to find spots for all my stuff, so I've become a little more organized. My favorite thing to do is to watch tiny homes videos at the moment because there's some really clever storage ideas in those. And so as I was thinking about spots, not only am I making these little spots, but I also brainstormed and came up with some other ideas. If you don't have jeans, for instance, you could go to the thrift store and find jeans, or like I did, I went to the Dollar Tree and found these really cute placemats that reminded me of spots. Now, I decided I was going to do the same thing. So, going to back stitch it along this, and since the seams are already enclosed, you wouldn't have to whip stitch across it. So all you would have to do is to seam it up here, and you could either cut the corners out here or flatten it and cut corners there. I didn't do that on the first sample, and cut here, and I'll show you a picture of what it looks like. But I didn't cut the corners out on this one. I folded the corners up and sewed buttons to the corners. But this one over here on the side here was a little more bulky because that's where the seam was at. And then I just folded down, and then I put a oatmeal canister inside of there to hold supplies. But then I got to thinking about more, and I have lots more storage ideas. Some of them I was able to come up with in my house here. I live in a small house, a cottage. That's why I'm interested in the tiny home videos, because I'm always looking for ideas for storage. And and then the ones that I couldn't come up with a physical example of, I put in the description below. Things that I had thought of. Anyway, I hope that helps, gives you some ideas for spots of your own. Oh, and also, I ran across later, as I was teaching homeschool and Sunday school, I ran across another acronym called OHIO. Only handle it once. And that has been really helpful too. So when I get done with the tool, it goes back in the spot.